What the f do you mean by metaphorical cocaine? I'll put it like this. Whenever it came to Brat and that album being released, all I can say is I was falling in love again and again, falling in love again and again, okay? In a time when the life of a showgirl is the new standard, the life of being a brat is portrayed as gritty, high stakes, overstimulating. It's a world that's thrust upon Charli XCX in this film. Oh, I wonder if she's going to talk about some of the same topics that were like arising within the album, aka the coming of age of being a 30-something, addressing what's it like to be dealing with like the industry and its dubious affections. Sometimes people love you, sometimes the sympathy is a knife, things like that. In this film, Charli XCX takes us behind the curtain to see what it takes to be a star who really capitalizes off of her moment. And that's exactly what the film did. It showed us like the difference between Charli's humble beginnings whenever she was able to like get her song boom clap on the charts and everything. The film also shows us the contrast between those two worlds and how the yearning for simpler times might make you vulnerable to missing out on the inevitable assimilation that happens whenever you commercialize yourself and become the commodity rather than the artist. So another thing that I really love that like overlaps with some of the lyrics that were in the album but also what's being shown in the film is the fact that she's like, cult classic, but I still pop. What does that mean? Let's dissect that. Because that means that she's still a cult classic, but she still is like a popular girl. She's always held down that boundary of like, she's underground. People who really like are invested in music and are invested into her career know her songs, they know her track record. But people who aren't as invested or are just like passive audience members, they're like, oh wait, she's popular now. She has the Apple Dance, right? Like, and that's what the movie shows us. It shows us that like the bridging between that world, and it's interesting how she has to deal with that and have these conflicting thoughts where it's like, oh, I'm a very valuable commodity, but also still being a person and not being sure where she belongs. So even though I like this film a lot and I really enjoyed myself watching it, I must say it has some pacing issues and it does a shallow job of like investigating sexism and other biases that Charli had to navigate in the film. But that's not to say that you shouldn't watch it. I think that everyone should check out this film, especially since it gives you that overall Brat experience and it establishes itself as an archival experience. Something that we can all look back at and have nostalgia for the Brat summer and what it meant to be a Brat girly, okay? Yes, ma'am. I wrote a very simple Letterboxd review. Feel free to check it out and follow me to become a tumbleweed. Here's the user, and thanks for listening. Peace.